World's Strongest Man news, and this is devastating news for Auntie Liz. Rauno Hainler has had to pull out of World's Strongest Man. How sad are you about that?
I'm genuinely heartbroken. We've had a really long day. That's why we look a mess. It's been a long day, and come back to devastating news, messages from Rauno, a pre-warning that he's going to be sending an email to World's Strongest Man. And I was like, no, but he's making the right choice. Rauno, his prep really isn't going well. He had COVID, he's got sick again, and he really needs to let his body rest. He does not want to go. After all these years of waiting for this opportunity, he doesn't want to go to World's Strongest Man and not be at his absolute best. So we're really hoping that he'll be considered next year. Otherwise, we will have to crank out the memes.
I think the most important thing for Rauno is get himself feeling good and then get back to competing and prove that he's still at that level. We want to see Rauno back to his best. The good news with Rauno pulling out,
the silver lining. There's no good news about
no,
Rauno
obviously
pulling out.
It's sad for Rauno, but it's good news for Mitch Hooper.
Yes.
Mitch has been spoken about very highly by many people in the sport, and he's got his opportunity to compete at the World's Strongest Man. He's been officially invited. He's representing Canada, so now that's 3 Canadians that will be at World's Strongest Man this year. That's a big North American representation there.
Considering that JF isn't one of them as well.
Absolutely. Canada is a strong nation, we know that. And Mitch Hooper, when you look at the numbers that he's lifted some of the biggest numbers, especially when it comes to deadlifting. Huge deadlifter. I've seen some big numbers overhead. He moves well with things like a yoke or a farmer's walk. So I'm really excited to see him compete, and I think he could make things difficult for some of the really big names. When you think of an athlete replacing Rauno, who's a good deadlifter, having someone like Mitch Hooper replace him doesn't really change too much. You think that's someone who's going to score big points in an event like the deadlift.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll slot him in, because when I think about, oh no, it's messed up the groups that we came up with, video up here, I think I probably would just slot Mitch into Rauno's place.
I think Mitch is a perfect replacement for someone like Rauno. I think Mitch Hooper has got a big future ahead of him. I think it will be hard for him in his first World's Strongest Man. It's a real opportunity to learn and to come back with more experience next year. That's not saying he's not going to make the final. You know, he's a determined man. But for most athletes, their first appearance at World's Strongest Man is a learning curve. He will train hard. He will go there and give it his all. But it's such a different competition. So I'm excited to see how he does. I think, you know, Mitch has messaged a few times, and, you know, he's asked me to share a few things for him. And I'm like, I can't sort of do, you know, sharing of posts for people to try and get to World's Strongest Man.
But I do all the time.
See, Mitch, you messaged the wrong one.
Yeah, message me, Mitch.
The only problem is Liz doesn't read her messages.
Oh no, that's true.
But it's good news. I think Rauno can get himself fit and healthy.
Yeah.
Mitch Hooper, new blood in the sport who's doing exceptionally well. I like seeing this.
And very importantly, Rauno message to reassure me that the birthday plans are still going ahead and we're all still invited to Estonia. This is important.
Well, naturally, we do wish Rauno all the best with his recovery. Obviously, you guys know he's a good friend of ours. But Mitch Hooper is in World's Strongest Man. And when it comes to our groups, we just replace Mitch. We replace Rauno with Mitch.
So that's our devastating news for today. Hopefully we won't be back with any more.